Imagine an AI that is so advanced and smart that it can understand every nuance, generate stories, or solve your coding problems. And what if I told you that it is open source for everyone? Meet Kimi K2, the open source model released by the team of Moonlight AI that is having all the heads turned around in the world of AI. Hi, this is Ashish here and welcome back to Coders Academy. If you're excited about the future of AI, you're going to love this video. In this video, we are doing a deep dive into Kimi K2 AI model. Before we jump into the introduction, do not forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. So what exactly is Kimi K2? Kimi K2 is a large language model released by the Moonlight AI team recently. It is an ultra powerful digital brain that has been trained on massive amounts of text and code. It can generate and understand human language with an impressive accuracy. Whether you're writing an essay or debugging your code or searching for an inspiration, Kimi K2 is the right model that can serve all your requests. So without further ado, let's jump into today's demo and see what is the features that is having all the heads turn around using this particular model. Let's take a look at the GitHub page for this particular model, Kimi K2. So it's a large language model which is developed by Moonshot AI team. If you look further down, it's a state-of-the-art model that employs mixture of experts architecture model, okay? And this has been pre-trained on 1 trillion parameters and 32 billion activated parameters, okay? So we'll look at the details of the model a little bit later. But reading further on, it's been trained using a MUON optimizer. So what is a MUON optimizer? So MUON stands for Momentum Orthogonalized by Newton Schulz. So this is the optimizer algorithm that has been employed by the Kimi K2 LLM. So this is a wonderful blog post that has been written by Keller Jordan that explains in detail about the optimizer technique that is used in the hidden layers for the neural networks. I'll attach the link in the description box. You can go through it. This is the main algorithm that is used by MUON, okay? And this is the implementation by the same gentleman on the GitHub page. So this is the GitHub link for the actual optimizer that you can do using pip install. And then this explains the usage of the MUON optimizer. So you can go through it and read more about this. Coming back to our model description, so it has been tested excellently well on 3 dimensions. One is knowledge, then reasoning and coding tasks. So it has performed excellently well when compared to the other frontier models, and it has been optimized for the agentic capabilities as well. So in total 4 tasks. Now what are the key features? We know that it's been pre-trained on 1 trillion parameters. It uses MOE architecture, and then MUON, we have seen this particular optimizer, and it also has agentic intelligence. Now the model comes in 2 variants. One is the K2 base and the second is K2 instruct. And K2 base is the foundational model, which is very good for researchers or builders who want to have full control for fine-tuning needs. And the K2 instruct is post-trained model that is best for general purpose chat or agentic experiences. So you can use it based on your use case. Now this is the evaluation benchmarks across various benchmark platforms. So OJ Bench, Live Code Bench, there are several others that are mentioned here. So they have certainly ranked Kimi K2 above the others. Here comes the important part, which is the model summary. So we have seen the parameters and the architecture. Now let's take a look at the number of attention heads. So it has 64 number of attention heads. Number of experts are 384, and the selected experts per token is 8, and then vocabulary size is 160k, the context length is 128k. So it's smaller with respect to the context length with compared to the other models. But if you look at the comparison, more commonly they are compared against DeepSeek Quen model, Claude Sonnet, Gemini 2.5 Flash and GPT 4.1. So the context length in the cases of Gemini 2.5 Flash and others are very huge. Here the context length is very small, about 128K. The activation function is SwiGLU. So if you want to understand SwiGLU, what is SwiGLU? So SwiGLU is an activation function which is used in deep learning, and it's a variant of GLU. So how does SwiGLU work? So SwiGLU, it basically replaces the sigmoid function in GLU with a swish function. So let's take a look at GLU. So if you look here, GLU basically contains two parts, A and B. So A is completely passed while B is not passed completely, and there is a part that is applied using the sigmoid function which allows only partial passage of the second input. Okay, so and then there is a product that is involved here. So what does SwiGLU do is, SwiGLU merely replaces that sigmoid function with a swig function. Okay, that's what it does, and this is how the formula comes out to be. Here is the implementation for it. So you have the NN is basically your package neural network, and then you create a tensor and you apply that particular GLU function on the tensor. So if you want to understand in depth about what are tensors and what are different kind of activation functions, you can refer my Tensors 101. This is the collab notebook that I have created. I'll attach the link in the description box. But here if you look at it, I have added examples for TANH, GLU, sigmoid, ReLU, GLU, and some tensor functionalities and operations. And just in case if you want to revise, you understand what is sigmoid. Sigmoid basically gives you a value between 0 and 1. So why do we make use of SwiGLU? Basically it gives you an improved performance as compared to the other activation functions. It allows for dynamic adjustment of non-linearity based on the input. So it gives you a more smoothened output as compared to the other activation functions. Coming back to the model description, these are the evaluation results across the various benchmarks. So this is the model usage. So here is an example of chat completion. So we know that we can make use of the chat completions API in Python to make use of any model interaction. So here we can give the model name, the messages, a temperature value. They suggest a temperature value of 0.6 for the model performance, and then the max tokens, and you can get a response using choices 0.message content. Now we will take a look at the demo example. There are a few ways in which you can access the Kimi K2 model. For the first demo, we will be using the HuggingFace playground. In this demo, we will be trying out the model for a code assistance kind of an use case. So I've gone to the HuggingFace playground URL. I have selected the Kimi K2 instruct model. Let's adjust the temperature value 0.6, and then I'm going to type my command here. Okay. So my prompt is, I have a buggy code and I'm asking the model to fix this Java code. Now if you notice, this particular code has a lot of issues around thread safety and index out of bounds error. So it has started correcting the code and it is generating the thread safe version. So it has identified 3 issues here: thread safety, index out of bound, and stack overflow risk. Now it is creating the new code for us to use that, and it's further giving me a suggestion. So let's take a look at the correction code and the original code. So if you look at the original code, it had an issue about the array list, which was not thread safe. Now it has used a synchronized list. Okay. Then there is a code which is regarding the fill list, which was not thread safe, and there was a risk of stack overflow. So it has changed that implementation. You can see it in the code. This is the main method that it has altered a bit, wherein it has added some thread safety measures, and the compute sum method. This had an issue of a potential index out of bound issue. So here it has made the modification to that by making it synchronized. So this is a summary of the 3 changes in the code. Now For the second demo, we will be using the Kimi K2's chat interface to interact with the model. In this demo, we will be using Kimi K2 for creating a browser-based gaming application. I go to the website kimi.com and then I type the prompt, create a browser-based game of car parking. So it has started generating the HTML code. We'll allow it to generate fully. Interface is very similar to ChatGPT and the other LLMs we see. Now let's take a look at the final answer. So we hit the preview button to see the output. A wonderful UI that it has created. So it has created a car interface here and timing and scores, and then there are some hurdles in the middle. The person has to park the car in the yellow spot. So you can use the controls to go forward, backward, and there is a timer that is changing. So here are the controls and the description about the game. You can use the arrow keys or the buttons to move the car. So it's a wonderful UI and beautiful font and font size here. So that was your video for today. We looked at the details of the Kimi K2 model, including its architecture, activation functions, number of attention heads, context length, etc. We looked at two use cases, one related to code assistance and second about generating a browser-based gaming app. So what are your thoughts about Kimi K2? Would you use it for your next project? Do let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and also let me know what is the next video you would like to see on Coders Academy. If you like the content that we are making, encourage us by subscribing to the channel and do not forget to hit the like button. Thank you so much for watching.